now we get into a new page that we're currently building. It's called modernization scenarios. There's quite some information and a lot to unpack here, so let me just walk you through what we see on the screen. So in this table, we see a full list of all the systems that make up the portfolio that is under the responsibility of the enterprise architect. We can toggle open this system and then we see the components that make up that system. There's some information here to provide context. On the one hand, we see business context, where we can look at the criticality and the life cycle of a system, and we see also technical context, essentially showing us how large the system is in person years, what the maintainability score is, and how the architecture scores. Now we get into the exciting new stuff: scenario input and scenario outcome. And to explain these, I'd like to go into that system that Vidya just did an analysis on. So let me scroll down here, and there it is, Artemis. So you can see in the decision that when we toggle open this drop-down menu, there's a whole range of different modernization scenarios we can pick from. And what Sigrid does very well is it uses the maintainability and architecture scores, and it also uses our benchmark to essentially provide us with an effort estimation and a period in when this project is done. So in this case, Vidya chose that for Artemis, we actually want to rebuild this. So when I click on that, what you can see is that the total effort is being computed. So it's roughly 30 person years. And with the current team commit, this will take around 5 years. So when we load this up into our planner, we can see this here visually. But we also know that there's actually more people working on this particular project. So this estimation comes from an architecture quality module. But in this case, we know that we want to commit more people to it. So let's imagine that there's actually 20 people working on this and that our commit is half of the team. So this could be two Scrum teams, maybe we commit even more, like 12 FTE. You can see that that reduces the period in which this modernization scenario is being executed. Now let's load up a few more systems. So just to show that you don't necessarily have to select a modernization decision on the system, you can also do this per component. So when we toggle open Bitcoin here and scroll down, then we see, for instance, the wallet. The wallet is relatively small, so we don't expect a huge impact, but we know we need to, for instance, replace this. Again, Sigrid comes up with an effort estimation. We can load that up into our scenario. So let's scroll down even further and we get into the somewhat smaller systems. So let's go for instance, Electron here. We're going to refactor that one, so load it up. This takes a little bit too long, so let's imagine that our commit is going to be a little bit higher. Let's load up Django 2, re-architect that. Our commit is going to be higher too. So yeah, well, let's imagine that all of these 4 systems, those were the systems that had front-end technologies. So you can see a total effort that we expect that this project will take, 35.5 person years. But after its completion, we assume, of course, that the quality will increase of the components or systems that we selected, and that will reduce a total maintenance effort. So this is information that an enterprise architect can use to have a conversation with other stakeholders, for instance, management teams who need to commit the time and the effort that we need to invest to complete this modernization. The conclusion could be that it needs to be faster. Well, we know what we need to do when that's the case, then we need to commit more FTE.